hour sometime somewhere?
I did not. All right, we're back on. I don't know why the stream killed it, but the stream got killed. But when I swapped to a different set of scenes, it crashed the stream. So sorry about that. Will, back to you.
Okay. Apologies, everyone, for that. I was trying to make that new overlay, and I guess something was wrong.
Yeah, my camera wasn't showing up. Everybody else's was fine.
Okay. All right. Well, we will figure that out and hopefully have it ready for next week then. As for this week, we are starting our new campaign. Just a couple of reminders for the players and for anyone watching should these things come up. We are doing a couple homebrew rules. Pool of inspiration up to 3. And you guys are all starting with 3 inspiration.
Ooh.
I am also doing a rule which is similar to inspiration, which is called a fate token. Obviously, we don't have physical tokens. But basically it functions very similarly to inspiration, but is much more powerful. It'd be like an automatic 20, or you can also do it to pull off improbable stunts or gain items that you might have not otherwise had. Been like, oh, actually, it looks like you find in your backpack you did actually have a crossbow with a grappling hook attachment, or something like that.
Okay.
And there is also the divine powers, which I know Joel and Brian are both very familiar with, but not as devious. So basically, the gods are very involved. And at any moment while you guys are doing any kind of like roll, really, you can try to pray to a god, gain a d6 if they respond, and if you gain that d6, that god also gains a d6 to potentially use for or against you at their will. This will work for any of the gods or titans, good or bad. But not every good god is necessarily not going to pull something on you also. So keep that in mind. Other than that, we are going to go right into the intro. So, the future of Thylia looks grim. Monsters menace the road, corruption threatens the cities. The storm god Sidon demands daily sacrifice at every temple, and his sister wife Lutheria kidnaps children for her secret rituals. The 5 gods who once protected the settlers are silent, and now the oracle has prophesied the doom of Thalia, the death of the gods, and the destruction of Mitros, and the total annihilation of the mortal races. You are one of the groups of warriors who have been summoned to the Heartlands in an attempt to avert this coming catastrophe. You each have reasons for answering the call, but rumors of your coming have already spread across the land. I'm going to read this part once, and then we're slowly going to be introducing you guys as you enter. You all approach the Sour Vintage, which is a traditional country inn located on the crossroads about 20 miles east of the city of Astoria. The exterior is rustic wood painted with black, and a sign hangs from the door depicting a woman carrying a basket full of grapes. Inside the tavern, a haze of pleasant tobacco smoke lingers in the air. You hear the clink of mugs and the muttering of patrons, most of whom are farmers. You have been summoned here by a woman named Caitlin. She wishes to hire you for a difficult task, promised each of you a sizable reward, and more information about the Oracle's prophecy. The first one who enters is going to be Joel.
Oh.
Who's Joel?
And, well, okay, Cephalles. My bad.
Yes, Cephalles.
You see, over by the bar, this woman, which should be shared now.
I see her.
I don't know how sizing needs to happen.
Yeah.
No, it's perfect.
It's here.
Does it?
Well,
Is it
Ben's
supposed
gonna
to be a
edit the sizing.
you walk over to? Because
I can blow it up.
massive.
Boop.
Well, she's not massive. That's not a map right now. That's just so you can see the woman. And immediately upon seeing you enter, she's going to start waving you over. Do you want to give maybe a quick description of how your character looks at all, or?
I am a human male, like heavily tanned skin. I have been like somebody that has lived the majority of their life on the coast, like very and outdoors. Dark hair, kind of the light blue eyes of the people who have also not had adequate sun protection of their eyes. And not overwhelmingly large, like, taller, but not like super tall. Clean shaven, and I carry myself kind of with a little bit of a saddened stoop, like I've lost something. So like, there's not a big bounce to my step, like unlike those that have watched Murph, who's like excited to see everything until he realized it all sucked. So yeah, nothing really stands out about my character. I'm pretty much nondescript. I do have a tattoo of a turtle in the ocean on the upper part of my chest. That's the only thing that really stands out.
Okay. So yeah, immediately upon entering, like, you see her like light up, and she's like getting you to come over towards the bar.
Okay. I walk over to her, and I think you're the one I'm looking for.
Oh, yes, you are. It's a pleasure to meet you, Caitlin.
Caitlin, okay, I'm Theophilus.
Theophilus, wonderful. Okay, I thought, like you had that vibe, like little surfer boy.
That would not be the vibe I have. But yes, I do live outside, if you know. Most of my entire life is in the sea.
Yes.
As a player, I love the fact that they all have names. So, like, I won't be stupid and forget. Like, the picture has a name. Like, super happy, and I won't have to, like, fumble to remember. All right.
Well, I am glad for you. So,
yeah, that worked for me.
Yes. So, like, we're gonna discuss that when everyone kind of gets here. Because it's just gonna be easier that way, And so I know you're like from. Well, we'll wait and see who else shows up right now. If you want to just wait a little bit, don't get a drink just yet. But if you want to order some food, all on me.
Okay, but no drinking.
Not yet. Once everyone's here, plus we gotta pay.
Are you like we need to be? Are you saying like I can't have any drink or just no alcohol?
You can no alcohol right now.
Like coffee would be fine, because if you got coffee and like maybe some bread and some sandwich, I would eat that.
I think they do.
Like breakfast.
If you want, you can just go to the bar, and then she points to the person behind the bar, who's just this very large orc woman.
Okay, I'm gonna go up there and just order breakfast, and like if they have an OJ.
And then
it.
Spiros, at that point, that's when you're gonna kind of enter.
So Spiros is going to walk into the bar, and you see I'm going to say heavily armored figure. He's in full chainmail. Basically,
I'm wearing dragon mail. I forgot to.
Basically, everything of his body is like all the skin on his body is covered. He's wearing like a almost full face Spartan helm. The only part of his face you can see is sort of like. You can tell is like it's not a healthy color. It's sort of pallid, overly pale. and you can see in his behind his eyes in his helm, you can see are like a piercing, almost glowing blue. And on his like front, on the front of his armor, you can see like a crystal dragon, and there's spikes along his like helm, where instead of like you'd see like a horse, crest is like a crystal spikes going along it. And then one of his right arm is actually looks like it's made of like living crystal. So, yeah.
Okay. Immediately upon you entering, also you see that woman just like she knew it was you, definitely.
Yeah. He's going to like slowly make eye contact with her and walk over, and he's going to say, "I assume you're the one that sent the letter."
Yes, it was me. I'm Caitlin, and you're Spiros, right?
That would be me.
Excellent. Okay. We already got one of our people here.
Mm-hmm.
We got Cephalus. He's right over there ordering. I'm assuming you're still ordering, right? Joel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I actually want to talk to both of you real quick.
Did you say Theophilus?
Yes. Do you guys know each other?
He's still alive?
She looks over. Yes.
And I'm going to look over at Theophilus and immediately rush over, and I'm going to put him into a bear hug and be like, "Theophilus, I didn't realize you were still alive."
I'm pleased that there's excitement to see me, but who are you?
I'm Spiros. Fastiamonte.
I don't have any recollection of a Spiros. Your arm's very interesting, though.
You don't.
I would
of
like.
Course, you don't remember me.
I would like to ask Will's permission or just this. Do I get any sensation when I look at particularly the crystal parts of him?
You don't get any sensation. It's interesting. You've never seen a person with a crystal arm, but you've never seen him before.
Do I have any recollection? Does it have any significance to me whatsoever?
No.
Oh, that's a very interesting. I guess arm you got it's. How did you come by it? You seem mightily familiar. You're not going to be hugging me all the time, are you?
Of course, you wouldn't remember me either. Damn.
No, should I?
Yes. But it appears not.
Oh, you got a bit of stories to tell.
I do. Caitlin, you said you wanted to speak with us.
I check.
Yeah, she's actually just gonna walk over to you guys.
Can I do a perception check or something to check out what if I pick up absolutely anything on why this weird crystal dude pops in and is not ringing any bells whatsoever?
I mean, it's not ringing any bells, and it won't if you roll anything either.
Rolled a 75.
Damn, still nothing.
You broke the spell. And you understand the Elden Ring.
No, not at all.
I thought if anyone would remember me, it'd be you, but it appears I was mistaken.
Hey, I've been out of touch for quite some time. I seem to be surprised by things that have changed. Because everything seems to have changed rather quickly for me.
I assume you've also forgotten the crystal shields as well.
The what? What are the crystal shields?
That's what I thought. Caitlin.
What do you know about me? Why are you asking all these weird questions?
You led the shields of the sea, did you not?
Aye, I did.
Yes, we were.
How do you be knowing that? That was 5 centuries ago.
I know. I was there.
You fucking lie.
I see.
No, I know most of the dragon factions out there, and I'd remember one who's got fucking crystal body parts.
I didn't have the arm back then.
I mean, it just crystal fucking anything would have really stood out. I mean, but then again, back when I started, so would buildings. So I mean, like, maybe there's some things I may not have been aware of, especially if you were more of a mainlander. But I mean, I wasn't.
It doesn't matter. No one remembers me now.
It sounds kind of like it does. It sounds like you're a little butthurt about it. Like
that.
I mean,
would be an understatement.
Okay, so hypothetically speaking, you were a dragon, so like, do you know how did your order come about? Like, just to see if our stories are matching up.
We are one of the founding orders.
Yeah, who founded you?
I did.
You founded all of the dragons. See, that's how I know you're full of shit.
I founded the crystal shields.
Guys.
Hey, no, hold on. Like,
it's okay.
No, it's kind of weird that in all these people you bring around, you know what, you're right. Maybe I'm being a slight bit oppositional. A lot can happen in 500 years, but you're a fucking liar. Anyway, continue.
You sound just as butthurt as when you got caught the ick from that whore in Mistros.
You shut your mouth. You don't know what you're talking about. None of that shit happened. I'm a proper gentleman. Caitlin, this man's a liar. Don't talk to him.
Well, that'll be a little hard, because I actually really need to talk to both of you guys. So both of you seem to be a little out of date. Would that be an accurate statement?
Yeah, you know, like in my mind, 6 weeks ago, there was nothing here. Now there's buildings everywhere and all kinds of people, and it's cluttered, you know, yeah. From a quieter time, I guess.
Well, 6 weeks ago I was dead, so yes.
You know what? If that would explain an awful lot about you.
So, like, with that, for you guys, can I have both of you, like, swear to me you won't kill the other people who show up?
As long as you're not the fucking Minotaur or some weird-eyed Cyclops guy, then maybe I'll be all right. Then I can't be promising.
Meta fucking gamer.
I got really good relationships with, like, other races, and even the centaurs I'm kind of okay with, but, like, not those goddamn Gygases.
Those goddamn Gygases.
I really need you to just keep an open mind. And Brendan, your character's now there.
All right. So I'm gonna
be like, oh, shit, there's one right there.
So, you know how Kramer would kind of skid into the room when he would enter Seinfeld's apartment?
Oh, Jesus.
Instead of skidding horizontally, I have to duck my head under the door frame and hold on with one arm because I'm too tall for the building.
Actually, this is surprisingly your size. This is one of the
Really?
larger builds. It's still a little tight, but like the orc made it to their size.
Yeah.
So it's much more comfortable than normal.
So it's basketball hoop height.
Yeah, like you're still too tall.
Okay.
But like,
Gotcha. Okay, so Akmos has 6 arms, blue, is 8 feet tall and 400 pounds. So he has like these. You're not really sure what he is at first because he has a massive monocular welding mask, and it's an eclectic mix of that and like a farmer's straw hat and a giant like chainmailed like massive leather forging apron and these gloves going all the way up to his shoulders. But then he has like all these knickknacks and he has like a bag with like a live chicken in it, and he has like a double pronged on both sides trident, and he's got like 2 shields. It's just like stuff is falling off of him as he enters the bar.
It's like Sam Gamgee like leaving for leaving,
right.
just like all kinds of clattering and pots and pans and
change and toothpicks, and there's like flowers stuck to his shoes, and just like enters. He doesn't exactly have decorum because he immediately is like, money and riches were promised me here. He's just looking around,
No, he just immediately says that.
Expecting it to be delivered to him.
Upon that entrance, she immediately goes, "Yeah, right over here," and like you can see the stress on her face at the comments that Cephalus just made. She's just like, like maybe this was a mistake.
I will summon my pitchfork. Like I'm gonna pack weapon, pull out
right now. Not it.
It's a trident. Sorry, it's a trident. I'm gonna summon my trident. And just like hold it.
Mine is longer with twice the prongs.
I'm gonna. Caitlin, is this one of the people you were talking about?
Yes. Open mind.
Open mind. These. Do you know how much?
She pulls you in close and like very like straight. She just goes, "You're doing this for Versi right now."
I put it up. I'm like, if my lady tells you I'm supposed to be doing this, then I'll be doing it.
I'm just gonna be like,
open mind.
Spirus has just been like staring the entire time, and is just like, "You're one of the Titan folk."
I'll be like, so gay. Cephalus is gonna look dead into your face, and so Gaius, what brings you here?
As before. Fame.
I heard you're riches, but what brings you out to the forges? Your kind don't come about. What are you doing here? What trouble are you up to?
My kind don't come about because they were hunted to near extinction.
Yeah, I mean, we all make mistakes. Now, why are you here?
We wouldn't have been involved in that like culling thing, right? Like the whole.
You guys would have actively kind of been involved.
No, but okay. I was trying to figure out if we would have like been involved in the.
Both of you were a part of the first war.
But I'm talking about the whole genocide part.
That, I mean, Xander definitely led the charge for that more.
Yeah, I don't think Spiros would have taken part in
against them, and the plan was from the leader of not your order, but the Dragon Lord's greater.
Mm-hmm.
The plan was to try to wipe them out because they were too much of a threat.
Okay.
Except I do believe, like from my story, the other centaurs on Scorpion Island were like safe though.
Yeah, so it was specifically like
the Gigans.
The Gigans that were deemed too much of a threat. They were an organized civilization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're like
actively had like Sidon backing them up. Like,
yeah,
they basically go like, "Yeah, can you just like destroy all their ships?" And he'd be like, "Bro, say less."
DM, can I make a history roll?
Yeah. Make a history roll.
I like how Brendan was like, how can I pick the most controversial character possible for this game? Perfect.
Thank you. 14.
14?
Yes.
What specifically are you trying to remember from the history?
Oh,
like their face?
I'm just trying to see if I recognize the iconography
Of like a dragon lord.
of Ben's war crimes unit on his armor.
His you actually specifically don't.
Okay.
The guy who's in like the scale mail.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously like
you have a vague memory of a description, but you're not like
They were one of the big offenders.
yeah, like
No.
he's super like. If you hear his name because it hasn't been said yet, you might put two and two together, especially with how he's acting.
Yeah. With his body language and him pulling out his weapon, I'll approach the table, but
put
not.
it away. Told me Versi, I'm doing this for Versi.
This is true, but I did notice it. And rather than go right up to the table, probably just close enough that he can see I'm directing to him, and I'll be like, "You have faced Geigens before."
I've not had a lot with your people, but I've heard a lot about what you do. And not a fan. At all.
They can be a scurrilous lot, this is true. And an ill attempt at humor.
You're using a lot of pretty words to say nothing.
Yeah, so an ill attempt at humor. That is why I am here, because Geigens can be lame.
What is lame? What are you talking about can be lame? Like injured. Everything that breathes can be injured.
They can be close.
And if it wasn't for the oath of my lady, I guarantee you would join their number.
What is... I also share his confusion. What do you mean by lame? I don't know of many crippled Geigens.
They can be a small-minded, violent, scurrilous lot hell-bent on revenge.
Is that your goal?
Hey, soaking man.
Men are no different. Perhaps fewer limbs, but of equal character.
Exactly. You are saying bullshit.
Bullshit? I see no
I mean,
bullshit here.
bullshit.
We should really try not to
You're
insult
being
each other
indirect.
like a little bit, and then that's when Mox if you would like to,
walks in. You can just, I call bullshit.
So, there are many ways in which Minotaurs on Thylia tend to kind of manifest in terms of looks. Some are more mannish, and some are more bullish. Mox is actually, on first outlook, one of the fairly lucky ones. It's really only his legs and lower half of his body that really get the bull. He does, of course, still have horns and whatnot, but one of the first and probably the most distinguishing features about him is that wherever there is hair on his body, it comes out in these bright orange tufts. Like he is very much this orange cow creature. And that's one of the most distinguishing features about him. The other distinguishing feature that you would immediately notice is that in terms of his clothing, all of it is very loose, very baggy. It looks like it's made for a much larger person than he is. And while he does get it to kind of fit around him, it really does look like it's been stretched out for someone of a far greater proportion in terms of size. It's also a weird mishmash of colors. It almost looks like someone got thrown into the laundry chute and just kind of came out with random stuff in terms of like its coloration. Nothing matches. There's no pattern to it. The only real thing that you notice is that he wears nothing that's red. It's all just everything else, just no red. And he will very calmly and quietly walk straight from the entrance, shield on his back, sword at his side, bow strapped to him as well, and he just walks dead forward with purpose straight towards this woman. And he just stands there silently.
So he's standing there as you guys are arguing. She hasn't realized he's there yet. She's trying to actively not get you guys to kill each other. As you can resume your argument.
Yeah. Shit, I was going to say something. Spirus is just
kind of bullshit. Like his nose kind of flares up a little bit, but he just
nice. Theophilus, I believe you just used a slur.
No, I used a euphemism for lies. That's pretty commonplace. I'm going to say that I lost my accent. I'll have to bring it back now. I'm sorry there.
No, I mean you said something derogatory about a creature that's much larger than you.
I don't care.
Regardless of his size,
hold on there,
you guys to get along.
Hold on, Caitlin. Is this another fella that I'm supposed to be fighting with?
Yeah, because your back's to the door.
And then she's gonna like look.
Yeah, this big fucking cow man. So let me get this straight. I'm supposed to be fine with this man too, because Varsi said so.
Yes. Well. So it's,
no, I got it.
We can get the drinks now.
Oh no, I think that's a fucking horrible idea.
Okay, we don't have to have the
we
drinks, but we can all move to the table. Let people order things. And I will explain everything to all of you, and we can discuss your payments also. As she kind of looks at... I'm
going to look directly at Spiros and be like, are you telling Drew that you're from the time of the war?
Yes.
And you're all right with these two fellas being with us? Or did you get a similar summons saying to come here?
I also received a summons.
Whose was your... By this woman?
It appears so. I was told I'd be able to reclaim my honor and my memory of my order. And if that's what it takes, if I must work with these two, so be it.
The love I have for my lady and the fact that she'd put me on this mission is the only thing that's keeping this place free of blood at this moment. Caitlin, I will sit with them and I will listen with you too, but you both step out of line and we will have issues.
She like turns around and kind of looks at you guys away from him and just kind of mouths.
Well, in my perception, like, we're still fucking at war with these guys. Like, It's a little too close, you know?
No, yeah. I mean, effectively, when both of you disappeared,
It's like taking like some like American dude in World War II out of the trenches and dumping him and just plopping him down in front of like a Japanese dude, like 60 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
nice now.
I will say this: the Minotaurs were not so much your opponents necessarily, but they were present.
No.
Oh, then I would like to recant my whole thing.
Well, like it's a little bit, but like,
well, I'm just to understand, like, so the Minotaurs were not actively like our enemies, like the Gigans.
They were, but think of them more as like, World War II stance wise, like it wasn't an allied force, but or an Axis force, but it was supporting Axis. So, like, they'll wave the flag, but they're not going to raise the weapon?
They were Italy.
I mean, you would have fought them occasionally, but, like, they weren't, like, the Gigans were the ones.
The Gigans in Germany.
Yeah.
The Gigans were Germany, and the Minotaurs were, like, Benito Mussolini.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, I don't.
Like they were definitely there. They were definitely on the other side, but they weren't like, oh my god, you see one and it's on sight.
Hashtag not all Minotaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I don't know that now. Both
you could definitely hold some issues with them like easily.
Okay, well, I'm my issues.
Because the same could be said for centaurs, actually, too. Centaurs were a driving thing against settlers. The ones you met, you
are rarities
between them, but not always was it met so kind. You know?
Okay.
Same with Minotaur. Like, also, Minotaurs, even back then, were definitely enslaved very commonly. So it could have been against their will that they were forced to fight against you.
Okay. Well,
no, Theophilus is just a racist fuck. No.
I don't know if Theophilus is racist no, he's super racist.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding? Like, I'm trying to be like in the player is not racist, but the character definitely has prejudice.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. It immediately going, man, fuck these two races in particular.
Well, the thing is, you got to remember, the story is we came from being in a war.
No, I know.
Specifically with these two. You know, like, especially the Gigans. Like,
so she's going to get all of you guys over to the table in the corner. And she's got, like, this large satchel. She's going to, like, lay out like a couple scrolls and stuff, and she's gonna go, okay, welcome everyone. Thank you all for showing up. I know we have some animosity in the group, but I'm here as an agent of the Oracle. And it's very important you guys at least try very hard to get along. I'm not sure if any of you have heard the prophecy. Have you guys? And at least two of you guys really aren't gonna necessarily have heard of it.
Upon hearing prophecy, Aquamos is going to shift uncomfortably.
Cephalus, you would have not been told what the prophecy was, but you got told that you had to go out.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. But whenever I hear the Oracle, I immediately am like, am in agreement. However, I will communicate with you.
So I'm gonna recite it real quick so you guys can understand why you're being gathered a little. So it goes, they all might not make it, but all must start this daunting quest. Who would have once been enemies, fought and killed, now come together at the Muse's behest. She kind of like points to herself. To forge a new dawn and make a new dawn, they must move forward unto their test. Against the Titan and his army, they must face, but for a chance in this contest. So,
Dad, can I only have two?
again, would have once been enemies. Do you guys maybe see why you were chosen? And she kind of just like nods and is like, we can be friends, right?
Just finish your prophecy, lady.
Or was that the
What?
end of it? He said. Just, he said. Just,
This is in character, like he's like just holding his head, like
She's trying really hard.
I'm going to be.
I must admit, you're not making a big case here.
Yeah, you just brought up two people who are the least likely to get along with two other types of people. And now you're like, oh, I've got this paper that'll say it. And you say you're amused.
I'm the muse, but this comes from
Are you
Percy, the
So
Oracle.
you just berate like an eccentric artist.
Well, actually, now that you just stated that out loud, Theophilus, that makes sense.
What did he say?
What?
I missed it.
I mean,
You said that you were two people that never would have gotten along with these two people.
it kind of does. It says enemies. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know either one of them, and I want to stab the shit out of them.
The fact that you refer to us as people is more than I expected.
See, we're
Slow
getting
down there,
along.
you armed freak. Yeah, you're people. And we have to work together for now. So,
So there's the
Don't
prophecy.
Yeah, that's the prophecy, and
what are we supposed to be doing? Because right now, it would just be buddy-buddy with these two weirdos. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
well, it's not just be buddies. So, Versi, she like believes that you guys all have this great destiny, and great destinies need to be forged by great deeds. Right now, there are a lot of adventurers who think they're this. They think they're the heroes of prophecy. But I think it's you guys. You guys are the best bet. I can't begin to describe how perfectly you seem to fit this. And basically there's this giant terrifying boar that's been laying waste to the Heartlands, slaughtering everything in its path. This boar got corrupted by the Titans, and it's killing people. Everyone who's tried to slay it has died.
Where
And
is
this
it?
boar is insanely important. If you
You're
want to
spending
win,
time talking about to just point us in the right direction.
Giant to you or giant to us?
and it's bigger than a normal boar, so I think it would still be considered a giant boar, but not as big as you.
Because you
Like a
serve.
regular boar to them and a big boar to us.
It's bigger than me.
That's
which is
not
bigger than
surprising.
any other boar.
That's not surprising at all. You serve meat here in thimbles.
Yeah.
But basically, you guys have to prove you are
You're
the
good.
heroes.
Talking, point us to this boar. You say we got to work together. I think all of us are probably a little good at killing. So, let's do this. And if there's people being...
Well,
we agree. Racial relations improving already.
Still got my eye on you. You only got one to spare.
I was kind of hoping to smooth over some of these...
You spent so much time talking. You spent so much time talking. You're like, oh, get along. We're all like, yeah, we'll stab some shit. And you're like, let's talk about how you're going to stab it. I'm going to summon my trident and be like that. I'll just stab it a few times. Like, let's do this.
At the sight of, like, that happening, like, you're just like, I'm just going to stab it, blah, blah. And you're like, you're loud as crap, right? Like, you're not being quiet.
Yeah, there's no subtlety to me. Like, I am to the point, like...
This table just a little bit of ways from you guys, with just like a hodgepodge of races. There's an elf, there's a kobold, there's a half orc, and there's human. The half orc just kind of pipes up and goes, "The only thing you're gonna do is die like that." And you look at them, and they look like they got the shit beat out of them.
I want to throw my trident at him, but since it's made of water, I want it to just turn and splash him in the face.
Bet. Okay. Immediately upon that happening, he's gonna slam his fist into the ground and go, "Look, I'm just trying to save you. You're dead meat if you go."
I appreciate this, but there's a lot more to myself than you be thinking. It's not my first dance.
I think you're just a cocky bastard who's gonna die like the rest. Die like
You might be right, but if it's killing people, it's my job to make sure that it stops. I couldn't call myself a shield if I didn't.
You haven't changed a bit, Theophilus.
You know, I kind of wish the way you talk that I fucking knew you.
I do too.
Was he struck in the head by something? Were you kicked by a horse?
No.
You're not very bright, are you?
Brighter than you'll ever be.
No one, to answer your question, no one remembers who I am. Or was.
Do you not speak up at parties?
No one remembers who I was, I should say.
How the fuck did that happen? You come and saying all these things
don't.
Happened, and then you...
I was like, I don't know. That's why I'm here. And you...
As far as explanation for shit goes, that's a good one.
And he's going to like, this is the first time like he's actually like showed emotion other than like melancholy, and you will not speak to my friend that way. And he's going to glare at the half orc, and he's just like filled with just rage.
In perverse interest, Akmos is just going to watch the display as he starts gnawing on the live chicken.
Like gumming it, or you just like, or just you like.
That is correct.
I'm gonna look at I'm gonna look around and be like, apparently the code of conduct indoors is a little bit more sedate at this time, huh?
So is it just like a bloodbath in here right now? If you're gnawing on the chicken, or are you just like gumming it like a pacifier?
Oh no! It's he's approaching it like a trail mix bar.
Oh shit! So it's just like bloodbath all of a sudden.
Yeah.
It's like, you know.
I'm gonna look and like, does the chicken make any sounds as it sprays?
I'm just imagining he just goes straight for like biting the head off.
Made one really big... and then it finally ends.
And does he
Damn.
like pouring blood all over the place now?
It's just like it's like when you eat like a lobster. It's just like the butter's just like dripping down,
Yeah, and,
like the blood's just
Yeah,
dripping down his chin.
Chicken's not like spewing it, but like I mean, it's dripping like a hot ice cream cone, and then down his face, like he's got blood, and then you just see Caitlin like.
It's all 6 arms, so it's like watching piranhas jump a cow in the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck is the matter with you? I'm going to use prestidigitation and clean him up. I'm like, for the love of God, what are you doing?
Large bodies require large nutrients.
You fucking cook it.
I am impatient.
I'm bragging about how fucking smart you are. And now you're eating a live bird. Don't you know about salmonella and other random bacteria?
This is optimized.
Neither do I don't know why I'm bringing that up. Never mind. We're out of time for that shit.
The meat cannot be any fresher.
God.
You're fucking disgusting. And I'm gonna. I like how the Minotaur is the only one with sense right now.
Yeah.
Has there been any food actually served at the table?
I did order.
Before we went over to the table, if you wanted to order anything, it was on Caitlin. So whatever you would have wanted, you could have had served. Apparently, there was live chicken.
No. He came in with it.
Yeah.
Came in with it. Okay.
Yeah. It was in the yeah.
You would have been able to have anything.
So as I'm eating my bacon
at a tavern,
as I'm eating my breakfast food, he's like just eating a raw chicken, and I'm like pointing at the biscuits, being like, "What the fuck is the matter with you?"
Yeah. Like there's literally food in front of you. You just chose to eat the live chicken.
Oh,
They're like-
Caitlin,
They're like chiclets to me.
I need to understand and wrap my head around it. I know I'm confused by a fucking lot of shit, but you look at us four. Me, who doesn't know what the fuck is going on. This guy who doesn't remember shit. This live.
I remember everything. It's the rest of you that don't remember the glory of the crystal shields.
Ah, yes,
You
we
don't-
all have amnesia except for you.
Right. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. We all don't remember the same thing. Anyways, and then we've got this stoic, like multicolored cow person, and you're like, you know what? These are the guys that are gonna fucking save the world.
As he's picking his teeth, like with the chicken bones, Akmos is just gonna turn to the Minotaur, to the centaur, and
Minotaur.
It's a Minotaur.
it is Minotaur. Good. Do you poop outside?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
The hooves. I don't know.
I mean, now that he asked it, do you poop out?
Mazes are indoors and outdoors. It's confusing.
You haven't even said a word yet. I just realized.
Look on his face.
Even he does not know.
I am
This
so
is the
excited.
first question you
Yeah.
guys have decided to ask him, and this is the question you go with. You don't ask what his name is. You don't ask.
To be fair, we didn't ask his name either. We didn't ask his name either.
Look to him. The first words you guys have actually said to him, and it's
Other
"Do
than a
you
slur."
poop outside. So he's very confused by this. He doesn't know if he should be angry, which is kind of his default emotion. He doesn't know if he should be perplexed. Like, he's just so lost right now because
I'm sorry. We just. What's your name? I don't know why he asked you that question.
Mox.
Max.
I said it earlier.
No, but it wasn't officially introduced. It's nice to meet you, Marks. I'm sorry my friend.
I also apologize. Like it is obviously that it was rude that we did it. However, I was there's no real excuse. I should have been better.
I remembered Mox's name, and I do not apologize. This question is important.
It's really not that important. But since you're here, do you poop outside?
He kind of like.
I mean, I've taken a few dumps outside, but it's not my go-to.
You see
Well,
Caitlin just
I
kind of
live
take out a scroll and start writing.
I mean, in all honesty, I lived on an island for 500 years, so most of my shit has been outside. If not all of my shit. I also shit outside.
Yes, but not surrounded by walls, so it is definitively outdoors. But a maze has floors, walls, yet no ceiling. Is it outside or indoors? I still don't know.
Shut the fuck up!
I think assuming that he came from a maze is a bit racist there, Geigen.
No, mazes are not racist. Spiros, you shut up as well. Can we just go kill the goddamn boar? Mox, you seem to be sensible. Do you want to do some boar killing?
It's like the first real words that he kind of like says to the group. He just kind of like looks to Caitlin and he kind of says like, he's talking. It is rather, how do you say, distasteful. It is dishonorable to our host. You're gonna let the woman finish.
You're right.
You are correct.
Theophilus, could you put a sock in it long enough to let Caitlin finish the story?
I just apologized. He's
Yes.
right.
Silence, human.
This fucking guy, I guess.
She's gonna like pull it back a little bit. Just mouth thank you to Mox. So like, yeah. So you guys, you want to go fight it now? I actually have a guide showing up in the morning. Tomorrow, I wanted you guys to. Well, I wanted you guys to be friends. I don't know if that one's gonna happen quite yet. But at least you're already having guy talk. And for each of you, if you do slay the boar, you'll each get one of these. And she like reaches and pulls out a golden arrow, and she's gonna go. It's worth 50 gold each, and each of you will receive one of these, and hopefully more fame and more gold as she kind of looks to the large friend, Ochmos. Right?
Triple crossed arms.
Triple crossed arms. And I know you guys are having some issues. And admittedly, I held off on you guys because I felt this could be an issue, and I really do think you guys are the heroes. I don't have any doubt. Each of you bring your own strengths to the table, and I really feel like you guys can be the heroes of prophecy.
When you say you held off on us, how many teams have you sent?
You're the 7th.
Can I insight check?
What happened to the other 6th?
It's pretty obvious.
Is that number 6 over there?
No, he's just some asshole
Oh,
who tried.
okay.
He was,
Just making sure.
at the beginning, no Muse sent him. They just decided they were cool enough to do it.
Okay.
But were the other ones all sent by a Muse as well?
Yeah,
I've got a
Did any of those groups have any
I sent the others 6, and
Can you be honest with me? Are you just fucking guessing at this point? Like,
you guys again. You guys were the big contenders.
But we're 7.
Me and Versi went through all the potential heroes of the land, and you guys looked really promising together. But as you can see, there might be some little, issues.
We're just the most volatile.
I mean, I'll ask Versi myself tonight when I'm talking to her, but I think I've got some questions. But,
Well,
I'll trust you say from if Versi says.
And she literally pulls out, she looks through her bag, and she pulls out a scroll, and, she hands it to you. And she was like, I did get told you might just not believe me.
I believe you,
And she hands you the scroll, and it's clearly, stamped with Versi's, wax seal. Do you open it?
Sure.
It looks like her handwriting, and it's literally Caitlin is a very trusted friend of mine.
I've laid with that woman for 500 years.
And it's a blur. I'd like to point that for you it was a day.
Yeah, I get it. But you think she'd at least be like, hey.
Parties. No, that didn't happen. She didn't introduce you to her parents. You know who her parent is, though.
You went into I
thought we
didn't introduce you to her dad, Sidon.
I thought we had a deeper connection, and now I realize I'm just the penis.
You're like the weekend fuck buddy. You just you woke up and made some pancakes.
However you want.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked as I'm reading this, so I'm gonna be real quiet because I'm not doing well at this point.
So he's doing this for love.
He's going to say that you were not able to meet her sooner due to her own commitments. But you can pout if you want. And Caitlin's going to go, here, I might have something to brighten the mood now since it looks a little down. Just eat. If, again, you guys withheld. If you want to drink a little bit, it's fine. we're trying to build some camaraderie. I'm going to be right back. And she's going to kind of go over to like this small stage next to the bar. And she's going to like have a harp, and then she's going to like whip it and change, and it turns into this large box. And then she is going to...
Oh. Uh-oh.
She's going to hold this box. It's a strange contraption none of you have really ever seen before. And then she's going to start playing a song, and I am not a bard. I cannot play and sing at the same time. But this is the verses she plays, and...
I love the accordion.
I don't think it's going to cut out, because I low-key tested it on that.
Way, hey, and up she rises. Way, hey, and up she rises.
Well, those are the lyrics I personally sing, but that's not what she sings.
In the morning.
She goes, do you know these heroes? Do you know these heroes? Do you know these heroes? For they fight for you. Hidden away in the nymph's embrace. Hidden away in the nymph's embrace. Hidden away in the nymph's embrace. He emerges to fight for you. Even his own death he defies. Even his own death he defies. Even his own death he defies. Now risen he fights for you. Brains and bronze with the sharpest of eye. Brains and bronze with the sharpest of eye. Brains and bronze with the sharpest of eye. But now he fights for you. From the sea with hair of wine. From the sea with hair of wine. From the sea from hair of wine. This bull fights for you. Now you know of these heroes. Now you know these heroes. Now you know these heroes as they fight for you. As she kind of then hopefully looks at you guys. And
Those guys
halfway speaks up and he goes, now they die for you.
I get up and I look to Caitlin. I give kind of like a knowing kind of nod, and I finish the drink that I have at the table, and I go and I grab the half-orc and I start to drag him outside.
I was about to say.
That is where we are going to end.
So, Akmos hasn't received a lot of positive reinforcement from humans.
Oh, actually, I forgot one other thing. Real quick, as she's seeing magically out from what you guys know as the accordion, you see this photo, and you might have to immediately blow this up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you got to immediately blow it up.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, that's cool.
So is this like projected into our like heads sort of thing?
It's not projected into your heads. It's actually projected
I love
from
that.
the accordion in light above her.
That's fantastic.
I love
And
that.
as you guys look at it, you notice that there are some things that definitely, like, you recognize yourselves in them, obviously, but Spiros, you notice you don't have a crystal on your eye, and it just feels like there's more crystals on your arm than there are currently also.
Okay. Yeah.
Cephalles, you notice these sharp things on your backs and legs, which you don't currently have. Akmos, you notice that the eye is red and your eye is not red. And you're very intrigued at whatever's in your hands. And Mox, you don't recognize that blade, and your horns are not gold. And then you were saying...
Aquamos has not received any positive reinforcement from a human until she sang that song. He's going to stand and start the classic Disney, like, slow clap, like Cool Running slow
With
clap.
all 3 hands. With all 6
He
hands.
starts with 1.
He starts
and
with
then
1.
he's the second.
His own in their hands.
Yep.
You actually start the full slow clap, like everyone's clapping, and then that asshole says that.
Yeah.
And then Mox. And then we are gonna end it because I feel like this is gonna be a combat.
That's a good ending. Thank you,
DM. This is not going to be a combat. This is going to be a slaughter.
He's already hurt. Like,
yeah.
This dude looks like he got the shit beat out of him. He almost died, and he downed a couple healing potions to get okay.
And he's already talking shit. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again on Tuesday. This is great. We hope we're going to continue this. And like I said, see you on Tuesday for our little talk about Legendborn. Bye, everybody.